Hello world and welcome to my channel. In this video you'll learn what CSS is. You also learn the uses of CSS in an HTML document. Stay tuned. So what is CSS? Now the word CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet. CSS is a style sheet language, meaning that it's a language that helps us to style and lay out the web page that we have created using HTML. So when you use CSS, it allows you to create visually appealing web pages. So CSS is used for presentation, where the web page that is being displayed to the user looks good and pleasant to the eye and help us to attract and then retain web visitors. So what can we use CSS for? Well, let's look at the following. You can use CSS to style text, meaning with CSS you can change the color, you can change the size of the text content that you have on your web page. You can also use CSS to create layouts. So on your web page you can split the content that you have into multiple columns using CSS. Now you can add some animation or some decorative effects to the content of your web page when you know and master CSS. Now that you know what CSS is and the uses of CSS, let's learn how CSS works under the hood. Okay, so CSS, which we now know as Cascading Style Sheet, consists of rules, and these rules define how the HTML elements that you have in your document should be styled. So what is going to happen is that you would add this style sheet to your HTML document, and the rules that you defined will determine how to style a specific element or group of elements that you have in your HTML document. Now this HTML document needs to be loaded in your web browser. So when the HTML is loaded in your web browser, the browser is going to look for the style sheet that you've added to the document, and then it finds the specific HTML element or the group of HTML elements that you want to style, then applies the rules that you've defined to that particular element or group of elements. Now when that is done, the browser will finally display the content of the web page with those styles applied to that element or group of elements. So let's see a visual representation of how CSS works under the hood. Now we have our web browser here. This web browser is going to pick your HTML document, so loads the HTML document in the web browser. Then it reads the HTML document and look for your style sheet that has been added to your document. So your web browser now loads this style sheet. Then it begins to read the rules that you set in the style sheet. Once it reads the rule, it looks at the HTML element that the rule needs to be applied to and then display that style on your web page. Alright, so that is how CSS works under the hood. So what have we learned in this video? We've learned that CSS is a style sheet language, and this style sheet contains rules on how to style a specific element or group of elements you would have in your HTML document. Now, what's the essence of CSS? We are using CSS to make our web page visually appealing or aesthetically appealing, so we can attract web visitors or retain the visitors on our website. Okay, thank you for joining me in this lesson. Please subscribe to this channel and leave any comment or feedback, and I'll be sure to respond to it. See you next time and keep coding.